In this video, I'm going to talk about what it means to find your place in this world. There was a new spring anime called To Your Eternity, otherwise known as Fumetsu No Anata E. It is a very well written and well choreographed and well animated anime that I watched recently. There's only 6 episodes out right now. Obviously, there's going to be more in the coming few weeks. The episodes are released every single Monday, so I would highly recommend that you check it out. Before we get into what I said at the very beginning, I did just want to say that there is a few problems with the opening or the OP of this anime, just due to the pure fact that it spoils a whole lot of the series. Because if you watch the opening closely, you can see every little bit and piece will be displayed in the anime later. Obviously, I have not made it that far. You have not made it that far either, unless you're watching this video in the future, which you very well could be. I mean, that's the cool thing about YouTube, is you can watch these videos whenever, which I love. If you do look at the OP or the opening though, you will notice every small little thing. If you slow it down just a little bit like I did, you'll notice that March is spoiled in the opening. You'll notice that this fight that Fushi has is also spoiled in the beginning. Everything is spoiled in the beginning, and that's always my problem with OPs and openings. But other than that, I would say this OP/opening is fire, and I would highly recommend that you guys at least watch it the first time around. Maybe don't pay super close attention, but just watch it. You'll see what I'm saying though, obviously with these clips, because there's spoilers in here, but besides the point. Now that that's out of the way, you guys, I wanted to talk about what it means to find your place in this world. I know it might be hard for a lot of you out there right now. You might be wondering, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do it? And when are things going to come my way? Obviously, none of us ever know. We can't have that understanding. And that's the cool thing about this anime, To Your Eternity, is Fushi, he was born fresh. He was born into this world, well, maybe not necessarily born. He was an orb created by this deity, this god, this being that is bigger than us, that is stronger than us, that is trying to change the world, or at least how the world views certain. I'm actually not sure what the deity is trying to change. All I know is that he wants to make the world a better place, just as I feel like many of us want to. I know I want to do that. I have a feeling you want to do that as well. So he created this orb, and this orb has no memory, no knowledge, nothing. He just pretty much set it out into this world, just as us as kids are. When we're born, we have no knowledge, we have no experience, we have nothing whatsoever other than who we are as a parents, or I guess who our parents show us who we can be, or the lessons that our parents teach us. And we have to learn all of this from scratch. So watching Fushi at the very beginning, from when he was a rock to a wolf to the boy to the bear to the girl, all of a sudden you gotta see who he is and how each and every single person has different characteristics. Yet he didn't understand that at first. He's starting to become a little bit more conscious. He's starting to be able to understand words a little bit more, just as when we're growing, we get to understand how to talk more. We get to understand how to communicate better. One of my friends at the gym told me this, because I was saying, like, I was talking with some people, and I was just like, these people are very hard to talk with. They haven't talked very much. And he's like, well, how old are they? I was like, they're 16, 17 or so. And he's like, oh, okay, you gotta think about it this way. They have not been around long enough to understand how to have an actual conversation, or how to know how to put their words together. And I have a feeling that you're probably in that exact same spot, just as Fushi is. He's having to learn his journey. He's having to learn what he has to do in order to find his place in this world, because he didn't know how to talk. He didn't know how to read. He didn't know how to write. Obviously, he still doesn't know how to read, but I have a feeling that's gonna come along later. He didn't know how to eat with his hands, and you know, if you think about it, when we're kids, we just pretty much shove our face into anything. Like, we'll eat whatever's put in front of us. If we don't use our hands, we don't have any motor skills, we don't have any motor context. So he's trying to understand what it means to have his roles and have consciousness be in him, because he's never really understood that before. Up until this point, he was just being. He was just sitting around doing nothing, which, don't get me wrong, I think that's good if you want to find your place in this world. You are probably going to want to have times where you spend, you just spend time alone. You spend time meditating. You spend time just being within your own thoughts, within your own mind, within your own being, and not having to be distracted by your phone, your computer, and just being one with yourself. Because with doing this, you'll be able to find your spot in this world a lot better, because it might be a thing where you might be struggling. You might be trying to find your people. You're trying to find who you associate with, how to talk, how to communicate, how to express your emotions, how to listen better, how to just become a better human. And it takes time, it takes patience, it takes practice, because you're going to fail a lot in the process. Just look at Fushi. When he was making the journey from the snow to the city, he died several times just to make it there. And obviously he had no idea what it meant to eat, how to use the bathroom, how to do any normal human activity that we do, yet he looked like a full-grown teenage/young male. So he should have known how to do these things, but he didn't, because he has never experienced them before. And that's the cool thing, is you can understand that you can start over. No matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing, no matter who you are right now, you can start over. You can become something new. You can become something fresh. You can become something that can actually change the world, or you can just at least change yourself. But you have to be the one that makes that choice. You have to be the one that decides decides that you want to do things differently than you've done them before. If you keep getting the same results, it's probably because you're doing the same thing over and over again. You have to take that step. You have to change how you view the world, how you view yourself in order to accomplish what you're wanting to accomplish in this world. Obviously, you see that with Fushi as well. And I know I've said Fushi like 4 or 5 times because it's amazing with what he's doing in this. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, he starts to become more conscious. He starts to understand that he can have his own free will and he can change shapes. He can morph when he needs to. He can protect those that really mean something to him. And he'll remember people because those are the people that had an impact on his life. There is a part though in this most recent episode which is really sad to see, and I feel like a lot of us have this conflict come up a lot too, where we just feel like we just are missing something. We don't know what it is, we don't know why it's missing, but we just feel like emptiness inside of us. And I think that comes from us not pursuing our dreams, not pursuing our goals, not pursuing the meaning that life has to offer to each and every single one of us. When we do step out of our comfort zone, when we do step out of who we are as a person, then we can see that we can find that emptiness. Because when Fushi lost the face of the boy, when he lost the bear, when he lost the wolf, like, he felt emptiness inside of him. He felt like there was something missing, but he couldn't tell why. And that's when the god stepped in and he's like, hey Fushi, look at this, watch this, and you have to get the core out of him so you can have your memories back. He didn't understand what memories were. He was still too young and too naive to completely understand what it really meant to be human, to have emotions, to have connections with others. But he knew that he wanted to stay the dog or the wolf, I guess I should say. He wanted to stay the wolf because the wolf could sense, and that was the creature that he was the most familiar with. Occasionally he transformed into the boy because he wanted to remember his face, because that was the promise that he made, because the boy showed him what kindness really was and how to eat and how to just behave as a human. And it was it was so cool to see. He doesn't really transform into the bear all that much though, just due to the fact that the bear has had so much pain and trauma, just as many of us have in our own life. We have this pain, we have this trauma, we have these scars within ourselves, either physically, emotionally, internally, you name it, but we don't want to have to face those every single day. But if you face them, if you go at them full force and you step into that cave or you step into that darkness, you're gonna realize that those scars and that just like darkness that's within you can be dissipated. Like, there was a time when I had a dream and it was pretty much me walking through this dark tunnel. I couldn't see anything. There's nothing of light. There's no color whatsoever. There's people getting robbed. There's people getting shot. There's all these bad things going on in my dream. And obviously you see that into your eternity as well. But as I kept walking, I just kept walking my path that I knew I needed to walk. And eventually I saw light. And at the end of that tunnel, all that light, when I got out of that darkness, oh my God, you guys, like, you have no idea how much of my life transformed, how much I transformed as a person. And that was just a dream that I had. And this was years ago, years and years ago. But that has held something onto me, just as Fushi has held on to the boy and the memory of that boy, as much as he'll hold on to the memory of March, as much as he'll hold on to the memory of that wolf, as much as he'll hold on to the memory of the bear and all these other people that he comes in contact with. Like, this next episode, he's going to be cooking. He's going to be learning like what food really means. At least that's a prediction of mine just from the preview that I saw. He's going to understand, like, there's people out there that are doing magnificent things. There's people that have like skills and talents and traits that nobody else has. And that, you guys, is what makes this world so interesting. That's what makes people so interesting, is you get to see these people that have so much passion, so much skill, so much enthusiasm for what they do, that it's inspiring to see. And it makes me, and hopefully you, want to go do something with your life that can actually do something of meaning. Like, if you can do a skill that is amazing and miraculous, I want you to comment that down below in the comments down below, because if there's something really cool, I'm going to include one of you guys in my next video that comments. I'll send you a DM either on Instagram or on YouTube, or I'll get your information from the comments on Instagram and I'll be like, all right, you guys, send me a video of you doing something miraculous, whatever it may be. I want to see it, because that's what Fushi's learning. He's learning how to do something miraculous, and I want to share that in my next video. So please send me something. If I don't have anything, then obviously we'll figure something out. But nonetheless, you're going to want to find your place in this world by trying, by growing, by giving the opportunity to experience new things in this world and adopting childlike wonder. Because when you do that, you'll notice how bright and how vivid and how colorful this world really is. And when you notice that, things are going to change. Things are going to become into color, and your life is going to be more special and more magnificent than it's ever been before. And you guys, I'm going to change my outro now. Instead of saying thanks, bye, I'm going to say I would like for you guys to leave a like if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time.